Hello, Christa. How are you?
I'm great. How
Give
are
me
you?
high five. Eh?
I'm great.
They say that you are my daughter. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
You are?
Mm-hmm.
We are today, November the 5th, and it's election day, and people are voting. People are voting. Actually, what we're going to talk about doesn't mean actually we are going to influence the election, although we would love to get some vote towards what we're going to be talking about. Okay? But we are setting something straight for the record that this conversation will be saved for a long time. Okay? Now,
We have one viewer.
I have one question. I have some questions for you, and you have some questions.
Okay.
You want to start first?
No.
Okay. You are 16-year-old. Can you vote?
No, sadly.
Okay, you cannot vote. Now, if you were able to vote
For
today,
Kamala.
why?
Why Kamala?
Yeah.
Why not Kamala? I would vote for Kamala, not only because she will be the first, hopefully, not only because she will be the first African American woman in office, but also because as someone who doesn't know much about economics and this and that, I know about other rights, but mainly like the most things that people focus on is somebody who doesn't and does not know much about that. I go based off of their morals and based off of just their primary views and based on whether or not they're a good person or not. And I think that Kamala is a good person. I've heard her talk. I see the way that she presents herself. I see the things that she's done. And I just think, in my opinion, she's a good person. But then not only that, she's a decent person. She's a good person. She's a good person, but it's other people may not think she's a good person, but we can all agree that she's a decent person compared to the other person running against her. And when you see the other person running against her, she looks like a saint. Okay? Just genuinely speaking, she looks like an angel compared to the person she's running against, but that is a bit harsh. But however, I still agree. And so when we see Donald Trump compared to Kamala, I see a disgusting person. He is absolutely just like, I just think he has no remorse, no caring for anybody else but himself, honestly. And I see him as somebody who wants to get in office for his own personal gain, not for the people, not for the right reasons. I see him and he just wants the power, especially when I see him talk about people, women, just in general. I just think it's so disgusting. If you search up clips about him talking about his daughter, him talking about women in general, how he thinks of them, it's actually just so disgusting that immediately I'm like, why would I want him in office? You know what I mean? And just overall, you know, people can have their own opinions and stuff, but that view towards women, why would I just immediately, right off the bat, want him as my president? You know what I mean? Just by those clips that are not that old, by the way, and I'm sure he still agrees with what he said, and he hasn't really addressed them and stuff, and there are disgusting clips. Disgusting clips. The way he talks and the way he brings himself is disgusting, and I would never want him as president.
Okay. I see the excitement. And we have people watching live, and then when they say hi to them, and then if you want to share, you can do that as well. Okay. And thank you. You can even comment as we are
Speaking.
as we're speaking. You said something to me earlier that you were born here, but you consider yourself as an immigrant. How do you explain that?
I mean, I still kind of consider myself as an immigrant because if you think about it, my dad is an immigrant. He immigrated to the United States of America, and so did my mother. So I would not be here where I am today in America as a U.S. citizen if it weren't for my immigrant parents. So technically, if you connect the dots, I am also technically an immigrant, and without them, I wouldn't be here today.
Okay.
So how could I not be in support of immigrants if I wouldn't have the things that I have today if it weren't for immigration?
But the thing is, the majority of people in this country are immigrants.
Are immigrants.
And
100%.
the majority of people voting today are either direct immigrants, or
they have some connection.
They are kids. They are adults, but from immigrants' parents. The majority are either immigrants, people that came here and became U.S. citizens. They were not born here, and or people that were born here but their parents are immigrants.
100%. Agreed.
Most of them, I mean, I'm not saying most of them, a significant number of them, of those people, okay, that were born here, their parents came here illegally. And they achieved the legal status afterwards. And you find the same people today
voting against immigration.
How do you explain that? You are just 16-year-old, and then you are looking at that.
And I'm honestly astonished. I see that and I'm just like, I just genuinely can't believe that that's real. I can't believe that people see the things that he says about immigration and see his policies on immigration and know that their parents are immigrants and still decide, yes, I'm an immigrant. Yes, I wouldn't be here without immigration. Or, you know what? Maybe they don't realize that is the crazy part. But if you are conscious enough and capable enough to bubble in Donald Trump on your ballot, then you should be capable and conscious and have the common sense to know that if your parents are immigrants, you would not be where you are today without immigration. Literally, exactly where you are is because of immigration. I don't think they realize that, right?
They don't.
I have a horse, I have a dog, I have a cat, I have a house. In anywhere else, if my parents did not immigrate or migrate to the United States, what are the chances I would have that? Zero.
You would have been born in Haiti, okay? And you will be having literally
conscious of being an immigrant. Exactly.
Okay. Thank you, Lois. Thank you. And then the thing is, people are not really, like you said, conscientious about things, okay? And they go on
they go on tangents, they go on rants about that.
They're saying that immigrants came here. I mean, we want legal immigrants, but not illegal immigrants. They don't even
understand the difference.
The difference. It's like the Democrats are a bunch of people that are letting illegals come in.
Yeah.
That's not true.
That's not true.
And Obama was a Democratic president. You know how many people he deported?
How many?
A lot. Okay? And we've never seen this country like either Democrats or Republican like letting immigrants come in like they want.
Like as if they just like.
Okay? There's been always a process. Now, on the immigration part, we are...
Hi, watching from New York.
Okay, good. So on the immigration part, we are kind of clear, right?
Yes.
So it makes no sense for an immigrant or a kids of an immigrant
to be supportive of not immigration, to be against immigration. There's no point. There's no point. It doesn't make sense.
By the way, do people say as well that immigrants are criminals?
Oh, yes.
And then we're letting criminals come in. So we're letting criminals come in. We don't want that, but we can decide to have a criminal president?
A criminal president.
I don't understand that.
I don't understand that.
So make your point.
Ready?
Make your point.
Let's think about it. Because I think so much of their, why they're so against immigration is because, why are we letting illegals in the country? They're going to commit crimes and kill us all. But you want a convicted felon as your president. See, now the logic just doesn't click immediately. No illegal criminals in this country, but a criminal as our president. But that's what they're saying. No criminals. We don't want criminals. We don't want any immigrant criminals. But you want a criminal as the president of your country.
No, but immigrants come here and then they rape people, right? They abuse women, right?
They sexually assault women, they degrade women, they do this, they talk about women disgustingly. And they still want someone that does all of that and more as their president of the United States of America. How does that work?
So, you asked me a question earlier. I want you to, look at the camera again and ask me that question about if Kamala was, a Republican, will I still vote for her?
If Kamala, well, that's not what I asked. I said, let's say Biden was still in the running and Trump was not, and there was a female Republican running for office, would you vote for her?
And my answer was, looking at that perspective, okay, as this type of person that I am, okay, I'm pro-democratic, so I vote Democrat. So I don't go with the policies and vision of the Republican for the country. That's my reality. Okay, so basically, I will always vote Democrats. However, if Trump was the nominee for Democrat, will I still vote for Trump? And the answer is hell no. Hell no. Because it goes above and beyond the fact that I am a Democrat. I love democratic policies and I support Democrats. But that's not what is at stake today in this election. Okay? I will definitely change my mind, okay, and vote for the other alternative that would be a Republican. Let's say it was Nikki Haley, okay, and Donald Trump was our nominee for as Democratic nominee, okay. I will go with Nikki Haley, okay. In that case, the choice will be clear for me to go against my own party, okay. The problem is some people can't go against their own party because of their mindset. So they're not at this level where you can say, okay.
Yes, Democrats.
Okay. Oh, Christy, how are you? Good to see you. Yes, you see, people are not at that level to differentiate whether, Democrats will always vote Democrat, right?
100%.
And Republican will always vote Republican. We agree on that because it's policy differences, is like view of the world, and that's okay. Now, if Donald Trump, who represent the Democratic...
She's asking what state we do live in.
I live in Florida. And Lowe's, we're trying to have Florida against go blue this time. It's kind of hard, but...
It's kind of a little impossible. It's a little impossible.
But it's not impossible.
It's doable, but...
It's doable.
But
because we have a lot of independent. If the independents that are not Democrat registered decide to go blue, then the math will be in our favor, correct? Because we have about 4.5 million registered Republican and 3 point something. I don't know the number, but we have about 1 million registered Republican more than Democrats in Florida. That's the data that we have. More, but we have 3 millions or 2.5 millions independent.
Yeah.
So
that's a lot.
So that's a lot. And I'm not even registered as a Democrat. So that's the thing. Daughter, anything else you want to add? Or if you want to answer a question. Guillermo, vamos a ganar hoy, okay? Now, the fact that we having the first woman and the first woman that is black to be president, how does it make you feel as a woman?
Honestly.
And also as a black woman. You see, you have to answer on both aspects. As a woman, and then additionally as a black woman.
Because it just makes me feel so proud to see the progress.
Look at the camera if you're talking.
It makes me feel so proud to see the progress that we've made. And honestly, I don't think anybody thought that this would happen so early on. I thought that it would happen probably later in my lifetime. So the fact that it's happening when I am 16, before I can vote, is just such a big way of progression. And the fact that people don't support that and don't see that is honestly a little sad to see. But again, it's their right.
We have the right.
We have the right. People have the right to choose. So it's okay if people see it from their own way. But I am just so... Honestly, I am sad that I can't be a part of the voting process, because if I could, I would vote for her, and I would just love to vote for her, because it just makes me so incredibly happy to see somebody not only be running and not only be it makes me so happy not to see a person, to see a black woman be able to run for office and be able to be on the Democrat side and be on my side at least, and just like to just be so, like, I love her views. I love the way she talks. I love how, like, if you just see the amount of people who support her and how she takes that supportiveness and how she just presents herself, I just love it. And I'm just so happy to see her as a candidate that has a huge chance of winning. And I'm just very sad to see that I can't vote for her.
Well, don't be so sad. Don't be so sad.
I just really hope that she wins. Because then guess what? If she does win, second term, I can vote for her. So,
I mean, second term, if she does the work that she
and that she has promised to do. If she, wait, what is the word? If she fulfills, if she
fulfills, if she complies.
If she complies with the things that she says that she's gonna do, and we see change, and she does the things that she says she's gonna do, she's getting my vote.
She's gonna get a second term.
She's gonna get a second term. Hopefully.
Hopefully.
If she gets the first.
Yeah.
But she should get the first.
What's your view on one of the other topics, that is abortion, women right to choose, and then and the gay thingy? Yes, you have 2 minutes, 1 minute to answer that question.
Okay. Women should have the right to choose because it is their body and their choice, and abortion is a medical procedure, so I don't know why this should even be a discussion. It is a medical procedure. People need it sometimes. And even if
do you know how many women have died because
they couldn't have an abortion? Way too many. No, actually, one too many. If one person has died because they didn't have access to abortion, that should say something.
That should say something.
That should say something. If one person died, that's enough. And the fact that more than one person has died is astonishing. Is sad.
Our governor in Florida doesn't care about that.
That's insane to me. If one woman has died because she didn't have the option to choose whether or not, if she didn't have the right to choose to have an abortion, or she couldn't have the opportunity to have an abortion, and it was a life-saving decision, and she couldn't even have that decision, and she died, that's heartbreaking to me. Honestly, and it is sad, and that shouldn't even be a discussion that we're talking about because of the gravity of the situation. If one person has died, that's too many.
The last topic, and then it goes with people that calls themselves Christian. Christian people, they tend not to vote for Democrats nowadays, and because of their position, because of their belief system against like LGBTQ, and even abortion is a Christian issue. Yep. Abortion is a Christian issue. Did you know that?
Yep. Sadly, I don't understand how it's a Christian issue.
Because you cannot kill. Because to them, if you
but that's the whole thing. To some people, they see it as murder, but other people see it as a medical procedure that you get done. Some people don't acknowledge that there's a life inside of them. Some people just think it is a fetus and see it as a fetus, and that's okay. They can see it like that. Because what I don't understand about some people is that what makes this country so special is that First Amendment, that freedom that they have to think the way they want, talk the way they want, act the way they want, express themselves in the way they want. It's literally freedom of religion, freedom of your own beliefs, freedom to choose, right? So if you see it as one thing, don't get the abortion. If you see it as another thing, get the abortion.
And the government should not
And
interfere.
the government should not interfere with that. Because, listen, if you are so strongly believe that abortion is murder, I'm sorry, there's a very simple solution. Don't get the abortion. I just don't understand. Don't let your children get the abortion if you're a parent. Don't let that. You have that right. But why would you want to control every single woman into not getting an abortion just because simply you think that it's murder?
I mean,
like,
hold on. To be fair, okay, what they're saying is they don't want to. I mean, first, they don't want to pay for the process because once abortion is so legal, you're gonna have a bunch of clinics, and then
of course,
and people will get Medicaid. You know, it's gonna be like paid by the people that don't want that to happen.
Of course. Which is understandable, but at the same time, you should be able to see that just because you think some way, other people think a different way. So you should be able to come together and understand that one person thinks this way and understand that another person thinks the other way. And you should just be able to support the fact that they have that choice, because a lot of young women, or just women in general, don't come to the decision of an abortion so easily. It genuinely truly has to go with their situation, with their life situation, with how they're going to care for the baby. And a lot of women back out of abortions because it's such a hard process to go through, and it is very psychologically harming to them. So I feel like if people of different beliefs can truly understand the gravity of abortion and understand that it is not an easy process to get. It's not just something that you just wake up, oh, I'm pregnant, I'm gonna get an abortion. It's not something that happens like that. People don't think little of it. People understand the gravity of an abortion. Does that make sense? Because I think a lot of people who are like, don't want to pay for it or whatever, think that people are just going to get an abortion every single day and because of this and because of that. That's not true. That's not true. Most abortions don't happen because of that. Am I going to say am I going to say that there's one person that doesn't do that? Of course not. You can't. There's 100 situations that people can be in, but in the majority, that does not happen. That's not true.
My goodness, I can't believe I'm listening to you expressing and analyzing and the way you're doing it. My goodness, I'm so proud of you. But the thing is, the Christians in this country want to believe. You see, we both of us, okay, we have a Christian background, don't we? Okay, you were born a Christian, per se, okay. But we have this situation where Christians want to believe that this country is a Christian country, so it should go. Even though we have the First Amendment, but to them, the First Amendment just apply to them. So you have to have their view on how they believe things to be.
That's
Do you
just
think
no.
that makes sense?
No, especially because I think Christianity is all about accepting people and about loving one another.
No, Christianity should be about
loving. That's what I'm saying.
But it is not.
But it is not, and it should be about loving one another and caring for one another, like Jesus says that He does. They say that Jesus loves you no matter what you do, and even if you sin and things like that, Jesus will always forgive you and will always love you. But they don't love it. They don't love everybody like Jesus does. They say be like Jesus, but they don't love everybody. They don't accept everybody. They don't forgive everybody. So what are you preaching?
And they want to impose their own view on everybody else as it's the view.
And it's the view, and they don't truly understand what Christianity is, and they want to preach it.
Oh,
it's sad.
And then what about the misunderstanding of their own view? For example, when you fact check most of the things that they say that are not scientifically true, and then they still want to impose it. You're 16-year-old.
People do the things that they want to do, but I just think it's closed-mindedness, and that is going to be the thing. That is the thing that kills everybody.
Is closed-mindedness in the ballot? Are we voting for open mind or closed mindset? You say closed-mindedness. You say that it's closed. What?
Closed-mindedness and ignorance.
Okay, so is that on the ballot? That's what I'm saying. He voted for Trump.
Oh, 100%.
He voted for close.
100%.
Explain.
What do you mean?
Explain that.
If you are voting for Donald Trump, I truly believe you are closed-minded. I feel like if you are an open-minded person and you see things like this, if you see things by all perspectives, and honestly there might be bias to what I'm saying. I will admit that maybe there is bias to what I'm saying because I am a Kamala supporter. But if you can see everything that Donald Trump has done, if you are the most educated person on politics and you see everything that Trump has done and compare it to everything that Kamala has done and you still choose Donald Trump, you're not educated enough.
What do you think of Rose Edma, what she said?
Okay. She says a lot. Let me see.
I mean, you can.
How young am I? I am 16 and I am in 11th grade. Okay. And let me see what else.
She said that Democrats and Republicans, they're there for money.
I don't understand.
They just want to make money.
Republicans?
I mean, they're the same. They're the same. That's what she said.
Democrat have the same. Well, let's be honest. Who doesn't want to make money in the entire world? What is the number one goal? Make money. It's true. But at the same time, who are you also, you have to think about other factors as well. Who cares more about the people who can't make money? Who cares more about the people who genuinely don't or who are struggling to make money? Because you can't just think about yourself. This is a big country and you're voting and it's a democracy. So you can't just think about yourself. You have to think about somebody. Because sadly, I think in the United States of America, the minorities make up the majority. The poor people make up America. Make up most of America. Not because the rich people make up a very small percentage of America. So what does that tell you? What? If you're rich, you're just going to go for yourself. You're going to go for the minority. You're going to go for the minimum just to benefit you, even if it doesn't benefit everybody else. If it just benefits you and a very small percentage of of your country, how are you going to do that? That is selfish and that is gross. So if you're like that and if you think like that, vote for Trump because that's sad. That's if you're going to vote for selfish and disgusting people, vote for Trump. Vote for who you are. But that's sad. Recognize that at least. Recognize that you are selfish and that you are voting for somebody equally as selfish that is only going to benefit the rich. Does that make sense?
So you mean that Democrats are poor social people? I mean, like they have programs that help people that
are in need.
And Republicans are mostly against those type of programs.
100%.
But do you know that if the majority of people are suffering, I mean, when we say suffering, like they can't make enough money like the rich do.
Yeah, yes.
But
and they can, and the problem is that they don't have the ability to get up there because they're just so. Does that make sense? Like taxes and stuff. I don't know much about that, but from what I've heard, it's much harder for them to get to that, to even just middle class, and to just get to a point where they're not living on a paycheck to paycheck. And of course that has to do with themselves as well, and there's a lot of other factors that you have to consider when talking about this. I completely agree with that statement, if you were going to make it. But at the same time, that's what you're voting for. You're voting for who's going to help you the most. And if you think about it, if you are just going to, but you also have to think about it is who's going to help other people as well the most. Other people that aren't just like you. For example, for us, we're voting for somebody who's not only going to help us, but also going to help other people that are also in need. You know what I mean? Which obviously we're not people in need, but we recognize people in need and we want to help them as well, I think.
Wow. Doctor, give me a hug. You're so, I'm proud of you. Oh, I love you. Okay? She's my youngest
daughter.
My youngest.
Oh, yes.
You are? And then guys, it was so great to have this conversation with my 16-year-old. And Andrés, comment vas-tu? Sorel, moi voilà, merci en pile. Ensuite, Guillermo, gracias por cambiar tu voto. Christy, I'm so happy that you are here. And then Luz Edma, okay? I understand your point, and remember, it's okay to have your point of view, okay? But when you look at the big picture, it's also okay to change your point of view. When you look at the big picture, there is a big picture there, and if most of us choose to look at that big picture, most of us definitely will not vote for Trump nor for the Republicans. Okay, not because I have anything against Republicans. Okay, but Trump in particular, we will not vote for Trump. That's the point. Now, but if you want to vote for Trump, then that's fine. We will look at the numbers tomorrow, and then we will see where does the majority goes. And also, we're looking at the states, what we call the battleground states, okay? And to see also where the majority will go, okay? For example, we're looking at Georgia, and Sancha, welcome. We're looking at North Carolina, okay? We're looking at North Carolina because we're going to have this result very early tonight, okay? So, what else? We're looking at Pennsylvania, yes, of course, and Wisconsin, yes, and Nevada, maybe, and Arizona, maybe, and we're looking also at Florida. If Florida flips, because we're gonna know the result of Florida very early as well, and if it flips like with a big margin for Kamala, then this election is over. Once we get Florida, we can have a clear idea if Trump has completely lost. Now, if Trump keeps Florida, then he still has an opportunity to keep going. If he gets North Carolina, we're still looking. If he gets Georgia, we're still looking. He has to get a bunch of them, okay, to stay in, okay? Trump is almost out. Now Trump is fighting to stay in. And we are looking at it. It's so fascinating. And then guys, congratulations for being here. And Sancha, if you share, that's also great. And so well, mon cher, man, thank you for being here. And I want you in Hayti de Demain as well, okay? Actually, let me say something else. As we're watching what is unfolding here in the United States of America, okay? And I'm live, and also this video will be able to be watched at any other time. So this is for history. I am you voted number 11. Alain, mon cher, you welcome, Alain. I'm so happy you joined. We have had this conversation with my 16-year-old daughter. Okay, she was very, very eloquent, and then and I'm surprised. Okay, that she was able to express herself the way she did. And you can go back and watch her presentation again, okay? And you can learn a lot from her thinking, her mindset, okay? And if we have only 3 people watching and 4 now, and they all speak Creole, let me say something in Creole. And I'm sad. Oh, I said something in Creole and then I said I'm sad. Okay. I'm triste. Moi très triste. Parce que je suis haïtien. Okay? Je suis haïtien. So, gardez gens m'a analysé. Oh, Ketty. Oh, Ketty. Thank you. Je suis haïtien. Ok? Et je suis vivre une expérience avec petite moi qui vivait fait États-Unis et qui a 16 ans et Herbie Mon cher, compliment, men. Compliment, Ebi. Oui, pas oublier, même si vous pas voter, ou voter quand même. Pas oublier ça. De pour qu'à voter, nous encourageons à voter. Ok? De pour capable de voter. Ok? Nous encourageons Haïtiens voter tout. Ok? En plus, là, Haïtien me dit, moi, qui intérêt yo dans l'élection, ça, qui intérêt Haïti, si démocrate républicain, c'est même bagaille, et pour qui ça, Haïtien, besoin, encourager, Haïtien pareil, yo voter, etc. Il y a un paquet paroles de yo à mes amis. Ça fait m'a parler, j'en m'a parlé à, et en même temps, moi content. M't'a dit, monsieur, parler avec petite, moi, qui t'est arrivé fait ici aux États-Unis, qui a 16 ans, et nous fait vidéo à live, ça veut dire c'est pour montage lié, et puis ouais, comment l'a exprimé. M't'a mais ouais, Haïtien, frère, m'sem, capable d'exprimer comme ça. Ok? M't'a mais ouais, Haïtien capable d'analyser objectivement, j'en le fais là, à 16 ans. Mais problème, moi, c'est que m'pa ouais, Haïtien, ça, yo. M'pa ouais, yo. M'ta mais ouais, jeune Haïtien, yo, gen même opportunité avec petite, ça, qui c'est petite pam. Bon, jusqu'à présent, yo dit c'est petite pam, beaucoup fin vérifier net, non, parce que, on connaît, gen possibilité qu'elle, vous comprenez, gen l'autre possibilité tout. Mais, étant donné que son qui fonctionne sous base évidence, ok? Non, nous toujours dit, beaucoup vérifier, vous comprenez, gen possibilité pour vérifier si c'est petit ou lié. Bon, si, m'a gardé, m'accepter que c'est petit moins lié, ok? Et que m'a gardé que li ka fait analyse ça yo à 16 ans, m'ta remè, Jean moi permettre li ouvrir l'esprit. Plus système li la donne nan permettre li ouvrir l'esprit, ok? M'ta remè frère sem haïtien. Gen possibilité ça tout. C'est ça m'ta remè. Mais le problème, c'est que frère sem haïtien pas de possibilité ça. Comment pour nous faire développer possibilité ça? Nous avons 52 ans. Moi-même, moi, je suis obligé de ouvrir l'esprit tout. Parce que si je ne pas ouvert l'esprit, je ne dis à petite moi avec nous dans débat. Il y a deux, oui. Il y a un qui a 19 ans. OK? Qui vote lui-même jeudi. Torrent Styler, a pleasure to have you here, man. OK? Donc, c'est comme si nous sommes en retard de phase par rapport avec les petites moyens. Nous sommes capables de parler avec eux et sentir que yon a niveau yo et puis moi-même pour me camper en face yo parce que toute formation moi, toute croyance moi, tout environnement en tant qu'haïtien aller à l'encontre de gens yo même yo penser. Et j'ai développé pensée yo. Donc l'étape très difficile pour moi en accord avec petit moi yo journée jodi a si m'pas ouvert l'esprit. So, m'a encouragé haïtien qui grand même j'avais yo pour apprendre ouvert l'esprit yo. Apprendre accepter pour changer jonte quoi yon bagay. Jonte apprendre yon bagay. Jonte yé avant. Pour même faut apprendre accepter changer. Ensuite pour nous changer tout bon. Changer tout bon veut dire ou vinn vivre nouvelle réalité que ou vinn comprendre nan. OK? Ou vinn vivre li manifester à travers Jean parler et à travers Jean ou agir. OK? Jean parler, Jean traiter l'autre monde, Jean agir, Jean prend décision dans la vie ou Jean fait plan pour vivre plus bien sous terre. OK? Et qu'on a qui Jean va transférer ça sur l'autre monde. Comment on va aider l'autre qui pas de temps rive côté rive a. Pas de temps changer Jean te qu'on penser a. Yo toujours penser même gens. Qu'on a comment on va aider moun ça yo même pour yo get where you are. Pour yo rive côté a. Et avec ça, ou vinn gen une masse critique que m'ta dans pile intellectuel haïtien a répéter. OK? Mais masse critique là, c'est développer pour développer à partir d'un groupe monde tout petit qui vient yo même changer mode de pensée yo. Et puis qui vient multiplier et qui vient installer yo comme une force, comme une référence dans la société haïtienne. Ça, jusqu'à présent, nous pas gagné. Nous pas gagné. Et c'est dommage que nous pas gagné. En 2024, arrivé 2025, nous style pour gagner. Donc, moi-même, moi campé avec Haïti de demain et avec un pilote et jeune leader haïtien pour nous faire promotion l'autre Haïti ça. Haïti de demain. Haïti de demain. C'est comme ça, mouvement n'a promoté à relais. HAYTI de demain et puis .org. OK? Si vous allez là-dedans, ou rentrez là-dedans, ou mettez non dans la liste moun qui acceptait pour apprendre à changer, j'en ai pensé. Et qui pral vivre, j'en yo vinn penser. Nan j'en yo parler, nan j'en yo agir, nan j'en yo prendre décision, nan j'en yo traiter moun. Et qui pral faire promotion ça, tout, pour l'autre capable venir même genre. Ça bien, oui. 3 bagages, oui, me dit. 3. Premier, c'est apprendre à accepter, changer l'esprit, nous. J'en nous penser, j'en nous y, j'en nous élever, j'en nous quoi. OK? Apprendre à accepter, apprendre à faire ça. Son passage obligé que lié. Deuxième, non, c'est vivre changement ça. Vivre li tout bon. L'on fin apprendre ni ou vivre li. Li vin naturel la ka ou. Li vin ça ou vin en deuxième li vin en deuxième nature la ka ou. Ou vin moun ça. Nous relé ça dans Haïti de demain né de nouveau. Ou vin né de nouveau, ou vin moun que ou apprendre vigner. And once you get to that level, ou bien as you get into that level, ou fait troisième travail là, c'est encourager l'autre. Faire promotion pour que l'autre yo capable venir exactement comme ça. Thank you. haytian.org. Merci Santia pour vous mettre là pour nous. En avancé, on l'autre fois encore on a fait un live comme ça. Bonne journée moun qui peut voter, à voter. Et moun qui peut inscrit dans Haïti de demain, al faire ça s'il vous plaît. Inscrit dans Haïti de demain. Haïti besoin on l'autre figure. Mais figure ça c'est pas dans seul la sortie. C'est pour nous permettre d'émerger, installer et développer. D'accord? Et thank you Andries. Nous souhaitons déjà dans Haïti de demain. OK? Haïti 2050, nous dit ça c'est tête droite. Et par rien m'a fait sous terre ça. Moi-même, ça, c'est engagement, pam, ok? Et me prendre déjà, m'a reprendre encore. Esther Labrador, ¿cómo estás? Gracias por estar aquí. Qué rico. Espero que puedas ver toda la entrevista que acabo de tener con mi hija. Merci, Ketsi. Haïti, et m't'a pas prendre juge, m'a juré parce que me juré déjà. Et me fait de ça yon bail qui constant dans jamais vivre. Si restant moi te vivre sous terre. Il y a 1 an, il doit arriver juin 2025, on bail doit passer là et puis docteur H ou bien Ashley disparaît. OK? Pas oublier ça, il fait partie de ça qui possible. Comme ça tout il doit arriver ouais 2025, 2030, 2035. OK? L'aime considérer toute possibilité ça yo. Ouais jurer pour tirer stam pour vivre sous terre. Pour que mette toute énergie toute sa mieux pour que nous créions environnement ça pour gagner l'autre Haïti. Ça m'a dit tout le monde qui connaît moi vivre li déjà moi-même. Moi j'ai 2 petites filles que moi fait ça m'a dit là-dedans yo. Moi créer un environnement pour que petites filles yo, OK, vivent bien et vivre avec l'esprit qui ouvert pour que présence sur sous terre pas passer tant que monde qui juste vivant et puis qui mourit. Non, présence ça veut dire la vie vient un sens pour c'est leur comprendre la vie. Et haïtien la vie pas un sens pour eux, c'est parce que pas jamais comprendre la vie. Donc yo pas haïtien pas vivre tant que monde, haïtien vivre tant que bête. L'aime dit tant que bête. M'gen expérience là, m'gen référence là. Côté li. Si m'te capable de montrer nous Toby. Mais Toby, ok? Toby, Jean-Noël là, il saute font opération samedi, là. Toby seulement gen 3 dents dans bouche li. Ok? Toby gen 3 dents, mais Toby a vivre qu'on y a là, il pas tout en forme, ok? Mais Toby a vivre bien, lui-même. Toby a vivre bien parce que il a bien prend soin de Toby. Et Toby non paye côté que il à l'hôpital, il a fait opération. Et si Toby pas prend soin, il était mort déjà. Mais Toby est pour mourir quand même. Mais en attendant, Toby vit bien pendant tout temps la passé sous terre. Ça me dit pas là. Il bon, la vie a plus bon pour Toby que majorité haïtien. Toby vit plus bien que majorité haïtien. C'est ça qui est bon problème non même. Pas de problème non, Toby a droit pour le vivre. D'ailleurs, je ne suis pas capable de prendre soin de Toby. Parce que yo fait pas seulement papa détifim yo fait me tourner papa chien tout. OK? Yo fait me tourner papa chien. Et m'accepter papa chien. OK? Problème qui gagne, je ne pas vle papa chien seulement. OK? Moi t'a aimé pour pays côté me sorti pour frère m'sem yo capable vivre tout tant que monde. Et premièrement pour vivre bien, même Jean Toby vivre bien. Hein? Mais tout pour vivre tant que monde, ça veut dire pour alors faut respecter Toby, oui. Toby c'est avec dignité, oui, pour traiter. Ou pas faire Toby n'importe bagaille, OK? Ça veut dire problème c'est que même Toby vit tant que monde. Vit Toby son vit tant que monde ni problème Toby pas qu'à penser pour tête li, Toby pas qu'à prendre décision pour tête li, mais Toby vit tant que monde. Parce qu'il faut respecter Toby, ou pas qu'à shooter li, ou pas qu'à balle coup de pied, ou pas qu'à maltraiter, vous comprenez? Donc, là m'a comprendre la vie. Moi dis bon, il pas impossible non mes amis pour nous faire ça, nous voulons faire pour peuple haïtien. Mais quand haïtien tout haïtien veut aller l'école derrière. Tout haïtien veut aller l'école derrière et tout haïtien ont gens veut égoïste, Jean demoiselle moi t'a parlé à. Parce que tout le monde a tête par à penser, ou pas penser avec l'autre. Nous besoin de haïtien qui pas seulement penser à tête yo, mais qui apprennent à penser avec l'autre. Maintenant, l'on apprend à penser avec l'autre. Faut un canal pour exprimer ça. Fait que, comme gen moun k'ap gade toujours, René Fefe, Reine Fefe, sou ka partager bien content, Miguelina, bienvenue. Nous avons surtout regardé toute interview avec demoiselle Lam Sot Féa. Et puis, comme pour nous, c'est créole m'a parlé, en pile monde qui doit passer, qui parle anglais, espagnol, il ne doit pas retrouver. Parce qu'en réalité, moi-même, moi, je voulais faire tout ça, faire un objectif final que je voulais atteindre sous terre, qui c'est Haïti. Mais pour vivre à Haïti, il faut passer avec Haïtiens qui vivent dans le pays étranger. Haïtiens qui vivent dans le pays étranger, c'est eux-mêmes qui ont une mission ça. Mission, Haïtiens qui ont une chance d'immigrer. Ils ont une chance pour préparer, profiter du système côté et puis pour contribuer dans changer environnement la caille pour que si on veut retourner à vivre la caille ou bien à passer vacances et pour faire ça. OK, pour petit yo capable aller à Haïti tout monter descendre la plage manger mango boire le cocoyer, vous comprenez, nous on paye quand on a acheté un cocoyer $5 $10 américain un grain cocoyer. OK, n'a pas acheté un mango un grain mango $5, n'a pas acheté un grain d'avocat $5. Un grain d'avocat $5 américain. Donc, qu'on veut qu'on pas tout ça nous gagne la caille nous te ka jouir. Aux États-Unis n'a payé un paquet de cob ou bien Canada tout m'pa connaît. Donc, l'état bon si nous te ka virer tourner descendre la caille nous pour un avion descendre à visiter. Mais nous pas faire ça parce que nous pas prendre route pour nous créer un environnement pour ça fête, pour ça vie possible et puis nous bail vague. Tout le monde baille vague. Donc, journée aujourd'hui, avec petit live ça n'a fait, de toi, moun kap gade ou bien qui peut le partager pour un pilote moun gade, qui c'est 5 novembre 2024, qui c'est jour élection aux États-Unis, côté que, Américain a possibilité pour choisir première femme qui vient président dans le pays. Sans pile progrès, j'ai demoiselle Moyandi. Ça fait deuxième fois Américain qui a chance ça. Première fois, elle a raté avec Hillary Clinton. Deuxième fois, nous gagnons avec, Kamala. Thank you, Diana. Welcome. You're watching me, okay? We just had a conversation with Christa. You can watch it in full. The first part was completely in English, so the second part is being done in Creole, okay? Because I want to focus on my Haitian people. But thank you for watching and sharing. Okay, it's very interesting that conversation I just had with Christa. Yes. Donc, mes amis, depuis nous avons chance, nous allons camper là, gon bagay Hayti de Demain vle faire 1er janvier 2025. 1er janvier 2025. Pour Haïti de Demain faire, ça le faire 1er janvier 2025. Il faut que Haïtiens d'accord, Haïtiens de tout. Et bien, il faut que nous aller sur le website là. Aller sur le website haytidedemain.org. Aller sur lui. OK? Nous allons éradiquer violence en Haïti, Andrise. Nous garantissons ça. C'est rentrer pour entrer. Ça veut dire, c'est pas. Andrise. Comme vous posez question, je essayer d'expliquer. Tout ce qui a fait sous terre, gon côté le sorti. Pour éradiquer violence en Haïti, gon côté le doit sortir. Solution ça doit sortir en côté. Et côté ça, c'est lui-même nous créer pour Haïti. Nous créer déjà, nous créer côté ça. Sous rentrer là-dedans, on fait partie de lui. C'est le Haïti de demain. OK? Nous créer, m'a répété encore, nous créer conception côté pour nous capables éradiquer violence dans le pays d'Haïti. Ça c'était un premier pas que nous devons faire depuis 200 ans qui pas jamais fait. Depuis Haïti fin prend indépendance. Il y a un travail nous pas encore jamais fait, c'est concevoir Haïti que nous besoin. Nous pas jamais fait travail ça. Et mettez une stratégie pour que nous arrivions matérialiser Haïti ça. Et engager nous corps et âme dans le processus matérialisation ça. Moi dis 3 bagages encore qui pas encore jamais fait dans le pays. Mais faut que tous les 3 fait pour que violence éradiquée, mais c'est pas violence seulement nous besoin éradiquer en Haïti. Nous besoin éradiquer misère en Haïti. Nous besoin éradiquer problème santé qui déjà résoudre en France quand on y arrive. Problème santé qui résout en France pour que jamais résoudre en Haïti. Nous besoin résoudre problème santé ça autour. Problème éducation qui résout en France quand on y arrive pour que jamais résoudre en Haïti côté nous sortir. Et pendant ce temps on gagne n'importe 30 ans en France. Ça veut dire comprendre le système français. Et puis pour ne pas capable rêver au côté, pour ne pas capable rêver que Haïti a venu comme ça. Pour qui ça pour vivre en soutien? Pour qui ça pour quitter le pays? Pour qui ça pour vivre à l'étranger? Un Haïtien qui vit à l'étranger qui peut comprendre que les mission, sont Haïtiens qui ont un problème. Ou une mission, de pour quitter le pays pour aller réalité dans l'autre pays, faut tout connaître ou déjà une mission. Donc, mission, c'est comprendre ça qu'a fait de l'autre côté et pour qui ça n'a pas fait la caillou. Maintenant, nous disons 3 bagailles. Premièrement, pas de jamais gagner une conception scientifiquement établie de qui ça nous voulons Haïti. Qui j'en da aimé Haïti. Ça veut dire pas de jamais scientifiquement concevoir. Nous faisons ça dans Haïti de demain. Nous concevons Haïti, nous dit mais qui Haïti nous voulons d'ici 2050. Nous tracer. Deuxièmement, nous établir processus pour sa fête là. Ça veut dire route pour passer pour sortir jodi, ou bien depuis hier, passer 2025, 2030, 2035, 2040, 2000 pour nous arriver 2050. Tout ça pour nous faire, que nous devons faire, cap mener nous dans Haïti ça. Troisièmement, nous engager nous-mêmes pour nous activement participer dans le processus ça. Quand haïtien ça yo, tout autant nous parlons haïtien ça yo, eh bien malheureusement 2050 a privé tout, même j'en aurais 2025 privé hein. Et Haïti n'a toujours se plein de lui. Et puis n'a regardé l'autre pays qui a avancé, n'a regardé États-Unis qui a fait gros progrès ça le fait, elle mettre premier noir, les autres pour indépendance, les Américains étaient pour indépendance. En 1776, te chargé esclaves dans le pays. Et les Noirs étaient des esclaves. Et en 2008, même peuple américain ça mettait un noir président. Son symbole lié, il y a des bagages qui symbole lié. Eh bien, pas gagné pour qu'on ait 100 ans non depuis femme qui a voté aux États-Unis. Ça peut avoir 100 ans. Ou quelqu'un 100 ans. Bon, pas connaître non, s'il y a 100 ans, il y a à peine 100 ans. OK? Femme pas de doit voter aux États-Unis. Juste dans le commencement du 20e siècle là. Pour me caper clair avec nous. OK? Eh bien, là, il y a un gros bagage que les États-Unis, qui à un certain moment, femme pas même doit voter là-dedans, eh bien, capable de mettre une femme président. Son l'autre symbole lié encore. Ça, c'est un bagage extraordinaire lié. Que les Américains réécrit histoire par lui. Ils réécrit histoire par lui. Eh bien, ça m'a demandé, c'est que les Haïtiens apprennent réécrire histoire par eux. C'est pour les Haïtiens apprendre réécrire histoire par eux. Ce n'est pas un bagage qui est difficile. Nous vivons, nous regardons. OK? Nous témoignons. Je me fin de parler depuis 30 minutes de cela. Je continue à parler. Je choisi de faire ça. Quand il y a la Andrise, maintenant nous, leur rentrer dans Haïti de demain et leur commencer à camper tout pour engager pour Haïti de demain, venir matérialiser et vous prendre route là ensemble avec nous pour venir leader dans le mouvement ça. Bonne journée, Jude, mon cher Roberto. Très bien, je suis content de nous paraître. Mais mes amis, je ne vais pas carrer encore, ok? Je ne vais pas carrer encore. Et je souhaite faire présentation ça au plus souvent. Même si les gens qui t'entendent, faire suivi autour. Ok? Les gens qui t'entendent, rentrer dans la logique là tout. Rentrer dans la logique Haïti de demain, Haïti 2050. Pour que nous apprenions à réécrire l'histoire par nous. Même Jean Blanc a fait dans tout pays nous passons. Canada apprend à réécrire l'histoire, Angleterre réécrire l'histoire, et la France, ni même, c'est champion lié dans réécrire l'histoire, Américain a réécrit l'histoire par lui, et puis Haïtien a plongé dans même darkness qu'elle était toujours lié depuis le commencement. Donc, on apprend à réécrire l'histoire nous. Bonne journée. See you soon. I love you. haytidedemain.org. HAYTI dedemain.org. Rentrez dans Haïti de demain. Suivez tout ça nous dit déjà yo. Engagez-nous dans des podcasts parce que nous faisons un pile podcast pour que nous comprenions qui ça qui est Haïti de demain, comprendre vision Haïti de demain et puis finalement on nous fait comme ça. Quand nous l'autre Haïti qui n'a prévu. Si nous pas arriver matérialiser, petit nous à Jules. Bonne journée. À bientôt. Ciao, ciao. Merci, Alice. Bye bye. Bye bye, Roberto. Bye bye, tout le monde qui était là, qui était resté, qui était passé, qui pas traité. À bientôt pour l'autre live.